Hey everybody, it's Kerry from Harrison Specialties again, and we got another lawn striper installation video to make here. So this is a 2017 Hustler with a 60-inch Fastrak mower on it, and we're going to show you how to put it on there. And first I got to introduce the camera operator though. This is Ann.
Hi.
So we're the ones that you call and you say, you know, I got a Hustler mower, but I don't have a 2017. I got a 2016. Or you might call next year and say I got a 2018, something like that. And your question is going to be, will it fit my machine? Well, we're going to show you how to figure that out.
So the first thing to do is to measure between the wheel or the tires here, the fattest part of the tires. And right there we're measuring about 29 inches. Then the next thing to do is we can measure the actual wheel itself. And that measures about 30 and a half. So you want to check that. And that'll tell you, you know, I mean, obviously if you're any narrower than that, you're going to have problems with the roller not fitting in there. And now we're going to take the wheels off and do a little more measuring here.
Black spacer on both sides.
Yeah, this machine, I've never seen this before, but this machine has these 1/4 inch thick spacers on both sides. So I'm assuming that's a stock thing, and all the machines would be that way. But it's definitely something to check because, you know, obviously if they're not there, the wheels are going to be closer together by about a 1/2 inch. So check for that for sure. All right, now these decks come with these 3 holes stamped in them, and if we measure the distance here from the end of the deck over to this first one, and I'm just measuring to the outside edge. Let me take this bracket off here, make it a little easier. Measure the outside edge, you see that's 21 5/8 right to that edge. I got it written there. So, and then here we got 28 7/8, and down here 36 1/8. So if you check your deck and it's measuring up like that, I would say this kit is going to fit your machine. So that's how to tell if it'll fit or not. Okay, so installing it, first thing to do, it makes it a lot easier if you lower the deck all the way down. So that's the way I got this positioned. Now, it's kind of a simple matter here. Obviously, I've already mounted the kit, so I got the holes already, but it's a pretty simple matter to do this. It's just a matter of, I located the center of this hole and then measured over, you can see this line here, 12 3/8 of an inch to the edge of this bracket right here. And the way that I do this is, of course, there's no holes in the deck. So what I do, and I'm going to cheat, just makes it easier to line it up for the video, but you won't be able to put the bolts in there, of course. I'll take and clamp a vice grip on here like this, and then I'll use a combination square to make sure that that bracket is standing straight up and down. And then, of course, like I say, you won't have the bolt in there. Go ahead and drill that hole, then stick the bolt in there and drill this top one. And of course it's the same on either side. And putting masking tape on the deck really works nice. You can draw out all your dimensions in that and your lines, so you know, it makes it a little easier to line it up. And so you should end up with a spacing of 24 3/4 between these two guys. So I'll just put the tape on there just to show you for sure. So 24 3/4. So that's how you do the brackets. This is an easy one to put on. Really nice machine. There's lots of room underneath here for bolts and everything. Okay, so now that we got the holes drilled, assemble the brackets like this. So this is the left side assembly, and you notice that the bolt heads are here like that, and of course it's just the exact opposite on the right side. And be sure to put the washer on there. The washer's got to go over this slot to help this, or to prevent the bolt head from going into that slot. So that's where the washer goes. Okay, so then what we'll do is just bolt this up here. That. Let's see here, half, where's the 9/16? There it is. So that's that one. And then what I like to do is just get the bolts in here on this one. Get that ready to go. Let's set that down here and then stick the roller in here. Now another thing that sometimes people call me and they say, oh, my bearings aren't aligned right. They're all in there crooked. Well, that's because these are self-aligning bearings. See that? How I can move that? The bearing inside of this flange is actually domed. And then the inside of the flange matches that. So they align like this. So it's really nice that, you know, if you don't get this perfectly straight up and down, it doesn't really matter because these bearings will find their own home once you put it together. So anyway, I stick that one in there. Now, I should probably say there is a limit to how much you can go. You know, you don't want to be forcing it at a big, huge angle. I should probably just point that out. You know, so kind of got to support it here so we don't damage that flange. So now what I'll do is I'll just slide this one on here. Like that. And then push these in here. This gets, sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to get it just right. Because, you know, we do have to align this one. So it's all matching the shaft and everything. But usually it goes in there pretty easy. Like that. Another thing to keep in mind when you mount your bearings, make sure the zerk is out here because it's a lot easier to get it grease gun on it when it's out there like that as opposed to underneath, because that can be rotated either way, obviously. So anyway, something else to think about. All right. There we go. Oh, and by the way, this is set in the lowest position right now. If you look at the side of that there. So this would be on this machine, you're going to be able to mow at 4 inches on this one with it set here. So we have a range, an adjustment range of between 2 and 4 inches on this roller. Now you notice we got space here and we're tight up over here. So the next thing you do now is just align it, and I'll just use the dead blow hammer and tap it over until I got about equal space. Does it look like we got a little bit more there now? Well, I think that's pretty close, ain't it?
Yep.
It look pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it's the all-important locking collars. So I gotta slide on over here. You know what? I think we might have to change positions here. Let me swap spots with you. All right, now these locking collars. We got a separate video for these, but we'll just go over it again here. You see how that's eccentric, the outside part of it? And so is this. So these are called eccentric locking collars, and the way they work is you put it on there like that, and then you rotate it, and you'll feel it. You can, I'm going to back it up a little bit. Now right there, it's not on. It won't go in all the way. So if I rotate it, now it clicks in there kind of, and then there's still slop in there. So we have to get this locked the right way. And the way you do that is you figure out which way the roller is going to rotate when you're using it, and that's this way, of course. Then you hold on to it, then you rotate this the same way until that slop it's stuck now. The slop is all out of there. See, I can go back this way, but that's the wrong way. This is the right way. So you rotate that in the same direction that the roller is going to turn when it's being used. Now there's two holes in this, or there's one hole, a blind hole, and then there's a set screw somewhere. There's the set screw. Now the blind hole is used for locking this to the shaft. So what that collar does is it locks the bearing to the shaft by this rotation that we're putting on it here. So what we want to do is we got it tight this way. We want to just drive it around the shaft just a little bit, just to set this. So I'll just put this in there like that. And you notice I'm not going this way. I'm going this way. I'll give it a wrap. I'll give it another one. There. Now that's locked to the bearing. And then now what we're going to do is tighten the set screw. So what the set screw does is it just keeps that collar from rotating. It doesn't lock it or hold it onto the shaft necessarily. It's the locking or the setting that I just did that actually secures that in place. And so the set screw is there just to keep this from rotating. So that's the way you put that on, and then it's the same exact thing on the other side. So again, we're rolling this way, so we'll turn this way, it drops in, and then I'll rotate it until it doesn't go anymore. Spin it around till I can get at that blind hole. Put my punch in there. Give it a couple of whacks like that. It's now set, and we'll get to the set screw. Tighten it up. And that's it. It's on. That's all there is to it. We'll stick the wheels on. Hey, can you grab that impact wrench there, Ann?
Yep.
I left it all under there.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Of course, you'll put all 4 bolts on, right? For lug nuts. I'm just doing it quick here for the sake of the video. There. So now you can kind of see how that fits in there. And you know what? I'm going to raise it up. See what it looks like when it's up. So there it is, all the way up. Kind of in the transport position, you know. Ready to stripe. I don't know if you saw it, but we've got a video too of it striping. I tried it in my yard at home, and it works nice. Makes some nice stripes, and this is really a nice machine. So there you go.
And this machine, just to recap, 60-inch deck on a Hustler Fastrak.
Yep, 2017
2017,
model. Yep. So there you go. Thanks for watching our video, and if you need a striper, harrisonspecialties.com.